Are you tired of your shrubs being leggy and overgrown looking and constantly just being an eyesore? Would you rather your shrubs look something like this? Nice, tight, full green, lush shrubbery year round. In this video, I'm going to give you my tips and tricks of how to prune hedges and bushes to a perfect form. Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Warren, and you're watching The Plant Doctor. Let's get started. So one of the main ways that pathogens get spread in landscapes is through dirty pruners. We have two big problems here where I live, rose rosette and boxwood blight. So rose rosette is a virus that infects roses and we have no cure for it. And then boxwood blight is a fungus and we have no cure. What happens is landscapers come to a yard, they prune a yard, they put their pruners back on a truck, unknowingly pruning infected plants. They go to the next house and prune, and they're spreading these pathogens around. So I want to kind of think of this as condensing that down to just your yard. Perhaps you have a rose that has rose rosette, but you have other roses in your yard that do not. I would encourage you to clean your pruners before going from plant to plant to plant, or in this case, from one hedge to another hedge. So what I use is just rubbing alcohol. This is 70% rubbing alcohol, and this will get rid of viruses and bacteria and fungus. Just take some paper towels, and what you want to do is put some alcohol on your paper towel and rub down your blades very, very well. So once I rub these blades down really good, both sides, I want to see moisture on all these blades. I'm actually going to crank this up, move the blades back and forth so that the alcohol gets down in between the blades, and I'm going to rub it down again. Before we use the pruners, I'm going to make sure that the alcohol completely dries so that we're not putting alcohol onto our live plants that may damage some leaf material that we don't want to damage. But make sure that you're cleaning your pruners. The second thing you need to do, if you have fresh mulch where you're about to prune, rake back that mulch, whether it's pine straw or mini bark nuggets. Make sure that you move that back, because what we don't want to happen is when we prune, our clippings get down in there. It's next to impossible to get all of the clippings out of the mulch, and it just doesn't look as pleasing as fresh mulch. I'm not going to worry about raking back here, because what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done pruning is put fresh pine straw down. This pine straw is very old in here. We put this down, I believe, in mid-April, and so this pine straw has been on the ground for 6 or 7 months. We are now in October here, and so the pine straw has decomposed heavily. So we're going to prune and then put fresh mulch back down. But if you have fresh mulch, remove that, and then after you prune, you can put it back. So the third thing we need to do is begin to get some reference points as to where we want to prune. And what I usually use a bamboo stake and some strings, and then I find a fixed point on one end of my hedge, and I just measure off. So I'm going to come straight off the corner of the porch, and I'm going to measure how far out I want this to go. And I've got right at about 79 inches right there where I want to go. And so what I can do, we're going to drive this stake down into the ground. I'm going to go to the other end of the hedge. I want this hedge to be symmetrical with the porch. So we'll measure 79 inches off of the other end, and that is going to give me how far out I want my vertical cut up and down to be. Now, once we have that, what we can do is we're going to run a string for our height. So the horizontal, this plane cut, we're going to tie a string to it, and we're going to run it to the other stake. We're going to measure from the ground up. So let's just say it's 24 inches. I'll tie my string here 24 inches. I'll go to my other stake. I'll tie it up 24 inches. I'll be symmetrical on my horizontal plane. I'll be symmetrical on my vertical plane. And we're going to have a nice symmetrical hedge going down the sidewalk and flower bed here. So as you're watching this film, one thing that I want to make abundantly clear is that the string, we're not cutting right up against the string. We don't want to get that string hung up in our pruners, whether you're using gas or electric shears like I am, or if you're using hand shears. We don't want to cut that string because that's our guide for the entire length of the hedge. So what I like to do is I'll actually cut underneath the string. I'll put my hedge trimmers underneath the string and cut maybe a ½ inch or an inch below it. And so that's for the horizontal cut, so the cut going along the top of the boxwoods. Then for the vertical cut, so the cut going up and down the face of the boxwood, what I'll do is I'll get 2 or 3 inches off the string, and I just use the string as a reference, the whole length of the hedge. That way I know that as long as I keep my hedge shears that exact same length down the string the whole way down, my hedge is going to be straight. I'm not going to have all these wavy in and out patterns going down my hedge, and that's what we're after. Once you've pruned your hedge, the next thing you need to do is come out with a leaf rake or a push broom and clean up all of the clippings. We don't want to leave those clippings laying on top of our hedge because they're going to decompose on the hedge, and that's just an opportunity for pathogens to be introduced to an otherwise healthy plant. If you want to save your clippings for decomposition and compost, put those in your compost pile, let them completely decompose. Once they're decomposed, bring them back out to your landscape and spread them out that way. But we don't want the decomposition process happening in the landscape, especially on top of the shrub. That's just an unwarranted risk that we would have if we did not clean up our mess after pruning. Once you rake your clippings up, one thing that you're inevitably going to see are a few little stray hairs like this. So we need to go back through this hedge, grab you a pair of hand shears like this. You could even use hand snips, the tiny ones if you want, and any leggy long hairs like we have here. Just cut them off, and then you can just pick those up with your hand, put them in the pile that we're going to take out to the compost. A few pointers that I also want to give to you other than just, here's how you prune. It's what you are pruning. For example, these are boxwoods. They have small, inconspicuous flowers. We don't grow these for flowers, so really I can prune these any time of year. I just cut the new growth off of them here in mid-October because we're about to have a frost, and that new growth is going to die back anyway, so I just cut it off to old growth so it'll stay green the whole winter. Say, for example, this was an azalea. I would not want to prune this right now because if I did, I would not have flowers in the spring. So know the species of plant that you're pruning. Make sure you're pruning it at the right time, because I would hate for you to put all this work and effort of running strings and this and that, and you prune and then you don't get your flowers that you're looking for. So I wanted to give you a down the line view of what we ended up with here. I'm trying to be just as forthcoming as possible at actually how well this works. And you can look right down that line. We've got a nice clean top. We've got nice vertical edges, and that runs all the entire length of this hedge here. So this works. I hope it works for you as well. I hope this video has helped you out in your yard and your landscape. If you have tips and tricks that you use in your yard that I did not go over here, please share those with us down below in the comments. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor. And until next time, happy gardening.